very good friend. His name is Omenze Kenneth. Good afternoon. Welcome
Good
to
afternoon.
the studios of 94.1. Of course, it's more like homecoming for you now, so it's more like family meeting now. So,
Yeah.
welcome. I also
Thank you.
have flanked by Precious Samuel. Precious, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and I also have Akupis Chidima. Chidima, you're also welcome.
Thank you very much,
And
sir.
finally, the last but not the least, I have Solomon of 4. Solomon, you're also welcome to Unity 94.1 FM Studios.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, wonderful. So now we have a very important topic to talk about today. It's called climate smart agriculture. I want to start with Omenza Kenneth. When we talk about climate smart agriculture, what does that entail?
Thank you very much. Um, Climate change has become a lexicon or a kind of vocabulary that has taken a center stage in our present day society. Climate change. Maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, not many people were talking about climate change.
Hmm.
But today it has become relevant in the light of the realities we are facing.
How so?
Because of human activities.
Okay.
The human population is growing by the day. By the year 2050, we will have about 9 billion people on Earth. Right now, we have about 7.5 billion people on Earth. And as the population is growing, so are the activities growing. So in all spheres of human endeavor, including agriculture, so these things, the human system is an interactive one. These things affect what we are doing. What one activity in one sector affects the other activity in the other sector. That is the reality of life.
Wonderful.
Now, because of industrial activity being on the increase, so many things are happening. That is why we are having recording or registering or experiencing climate change today. You have industrial emissions from industries, even agriculture. In the industrial world, it has become highly mechanized. And there are implications of this mechanization. Gases are emitted into the atmosphere. And these gases, when they get into the atmosphere, they serve the purpose we didn't intend them to serve, or which by nature they are there to serve. They are byproducts you can't help, but they do what they are there to do. One of those gases is carbon dioxide that you emit from industries. Carbon dioxide has a blanket effect in the atmosphere. It captures the heat of the sun. You see, when the sun's rays fall on the earth, some of them are reflected back by what we call radiation. And this radiation, when the heat is going back, it is trapped by carbon dioxide. One of the gases that trap this thing is carbon dioxide. Now, when carbon dioxide traps this heat, it prevents rain from falling in some places. Because the science of rain is when air is heated and water is also heated, the vapor escapes in gaseous form. You don't see it. It escapes into the atmosphere, rises into the atmosphere in gaseous form. When it gets into the atmosphere, within what we call the tropospheric range of the atmosphere, it condenses. Because they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. When it gets into that place, it cools down and condenses and comes back to us as precipitation, or what we call rain. But when the sun's heat is trapped there by carbon dioxide, the water vapor there does not cool. And if it does not cool, it does not condense. If it does not condense, it doesn't come back as rain. So you have rainlessness. And so if you have rainlessness over a wide area, that's dry spell. And if you have dry spell, you may not grow your crops. These crops, you see, you have what we call gestation period. They have their minimum requirement for water, minimum requirement for light, then nutrients. If these conditions are not met, according to the nature of the plant, you won't get the optimal performance from the plants.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to hold your thought on that. And I want to ask other guests today. Now, we're looking at climate smart agriculture. Now, I want to ask Precious and Peace. Do you think that we practice that in Africa, and of course using Nigeria as a case study? And what are some of those demerits of not practicing climate smart agriculture? You can start.
I believe in
Nigeria as a case study.
Okay, Nigeria as a case study.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we are kind of behind. We're not well. We're not really embracing information. So not all of us in Nigeria have the information of this better way of practicing agriculture, such that it doesn't affect our environment. So I believe that those that are aware of it, which are the bare minimum, they are not so much, should be practicing it. For example, we in the school that have gotten the knowledge, we are practicing it. Yes,
Tell us how you are practicing.
Okay, how we practice it.
Yes.
For example, we can utilize conservation.
Okay.
Conservation is a way of preserving what we have by controlling the use of what we have.
Okay.
For example, now you have a land that you want to plant on, like you want to cultivate on that land. So in the land preparation period, you can decide that okay, the land is already soft. There's no need to till the land, because tilling the land has its own disadvantage, and part of the disadvantage of tilling is that it increases the rate of erosion, such that the top layer of the soil is gone. Like the top layer of the soil, which has most nutrients, will just be flooded away, and that's very rampant in this our rainforest zone of the southeast Nigeria that we are in now. Just one ring.
Wonderful. That's a lot. I'm learning so much today.
Yes, mulching. She forgot to tell you about mulching. Precious, tell him about mulching too, as a means of conservation of water.
Okay, let's.
Okay, or maybe Chidinma, tell him about mulching
now. But as we're talking about that, I was saying something. I asked her. Now she has talked about the fact that we don't read it.
Minimum tillage. He's talking about minimum, what we call minimum tillage, so that you don't encourage erosion or washing away of soil particles.
Now I was saying that,
or fast infiltration of water.
We don't embrace information in this part of the country, and a lot of people don't know about climate smart agriculture. Now I wanted to ask Chidinma now, what are the demerits of not practicing climate agriculture?
The demerits.
Why you are also talking about mulching?
Okay, you're talking about the demerits of not practicing climate smart agriculture.
Definitely.
So, we understand that climate smart agriculture is actually not our language. The smart there is from British. You understand? So majority of our mothers at home have not had this knowledge about climate smart agriculture. So because of the burning of fossil fuel and greenhouse gas emission, we understand that our ozone layer is being depleted. So it's actually causing a lot of harm than good to our environment. So we have so many measures and so many ways to adapt to this environment. You know that as agriculturists, we have to build resilience of climate change. We so much have to do it, no matter how hard it is, in as much as the climate is unpredictable. We know that in rainy season, in past 10 years or 20 years, we understand that if it's from March to July, it's going to rain, yes. But if it's dry season, that is when it's stabilized. But because of the long-term weather pattern and change which we have seen in our climate, so many of these things have been depleted and our agri produce are being affected. So if we as farmers, both at home and in school, go to internet, as agri extensionists, we listen to radios, we try to practice so many things, even mulching, cover cropping, and so many of them. We understand that majority of these things can be reduced.
So he was telling you about demerits. Production will decline. Production will decline.
The crop yield, the
crop yield will fall.
Even the price of goods and services will be increased in the market, and which can cause poverty or even malnutrition.
Okay, well, let's talk about the poverty part. I want Solomon, because his hand has been on the stick for a while now, and maybe he's feeling what we're saying, and he's really feeling bad about the issue that we don't have practice that around here. So I want to know what you think about it, Solomon. Tell us, about the poverty part of it.
Okay,
The demerits now.
the merit of not practicing
Climate smart agriculture.
climate smart agriculture. Okay,
Yes.
let me, in extension to what Chamaka has been saying,
Okay.
that if we don't practice smart agriculture, it's going to lead to like
Mm.
decline in productivity.
Mm.
Decline in productivity means yield in agricultural produce.
Okay.
And when there is yield in agricultural produce, Nigeria now we are really much. When there is a decrease in yield in agricultural produce, which means a lot of masses won't get access to food.
Mm.
And when they don't get access to food, it leads to starvation, malnutrition, health issues. And we know that some of our farmers, that some of them are subsistence farmers.
Mm.
Not all are commercial farmers.
Okay.
So you can just imagine little produce getting to the market.
Mm.
You can imagine the devastating effect it's going to cause.
Mm.
You get. So in the case of poverty, you can see that if we do not practice,
Climate
if we do
smart
not practice
agriculture.
climate smart agriculture,
Yes.
those the produce that we're supposed to get, they might not really like get to the market,
Mm.
in which the producers they can lose it in the storage,
Yeah.
lost it in the farm, which means the people who invested their capital into it are really going to go into bankrupt.
Mm.
So it's really ideal we practice smart
Okay.
climate
To
agriculture.
help Solomon
Okay.
is going to be a vicious cycle.
Mm.
Low productivity, low income, poor health, low morale,
Mm.
and all that. You see, poverty has a
So there will be no ginger.
no ginger. You see, poverty has so many ramifications.
Definitely.
You didn't practice climate smart agriculture,
Mm.
your yield is low. Because your yield is low, what is in the market is low relative to demand.
Mm.
And because of that, the price will shoot up. Not many people can afford it. Because not many people can afford it, they will starve.
Mm.
If they starve, they will be unhealthy. And healthy citizens are an asset to any nation.
Mm.
If you have unhealthy citizens, it's a liability to you.
Mm.
And so, if you don't produce, and you, the farmer, you have little to offer to the market. Remember, he told you some of them are subsistence.
Mm.
Subsistence farmers or subsistent farmers.
Mm.
Subsistence farmer means you are just producing for your household consumption. You are not producing for the market.
Okay.
And so, if what you have for your household consumption is little, you squeeze out even more little out of it to sell.
Mm.
Little income, you are starving. You are not giving yourself what you should have given yourself.
Mm.
Your children in school will be in jeopardy because you may not be able to pay school fees, you may not be able to clothe them well, you may not be able to meet the needs of the society. So it's a vicious cycle. If we don't do this, it's going to lead to poverty. And the poor person doesn't think straight.
Definitely.
A poor person is a hungry
man
person.
is an angry man.
Yes, a poor person is an
As we
angry
said,
person. An
proven
angry
too.
person is a complainant.
Definitely.
And the complainant is a problem. It's a burden to the society.
Society.
So the society will suffer, will be the worst off for it
Mm.
if we don't practice
We'll talk
climate
about
smart
the
agriculture.
worst of scenario. When we come back from this flip side, we'll look at ways we can actually, make this thing better, and what we should do, both as farmers and as intended farmers, and also let us know, some of the things the Faculty of Agriculture is doing as regards, to climate smart agriculture. I'm sure this is one of it anyway, but then tell us the other things that the faculty is doing after the short timer. Please don't go anywhere. Alright, still 94.1 Uninsec FM, the station that rocks not just east of Nigeria but all of Nigeria. Welcome back to the show. It's Farmers and Consumers Forum right here, and I still have my very important personalities in the studio. And shout out to all of you who are live on our YouTube page. If you're not there yet, you're missing a lot. Go to our YouTube page. It's www.youtube.com /Unity 94.1 FM. Blazing the Trail in parentheses. You see our page. You follow us, subscribe, and keep liking and talking about us. Okay, and share it everywhere. And then I have a couple of comments. I have this one from Chekaino Community. We say cool. Thank you, the Lord. From Ubunadi Mary says, she said, what will be managed if everyone practices smart agriculture? John Paul Jude, I also heard you. Regina Okafor, thank you so much for your comments. I also have Clinton Okoli, Omar Precious, and Chukwemeka Jean. I have from Rita Ashinze, okay, and also Egwa Atikus and Chukwu Emeka. Okay, so, but then the next question says, Solomon, you haven't told us precisely the merits of this smart agriculture everything. So, Solomon, I might just have to allow you to tell us about some of the advantages of smart agriculture before we go to the next question. Go ahead.
Let me help someone. Let me help. You see, if I understood him well, he said, what will be managed?
Yes.
If everyone practices
Smart agriculture.
smart agriculture.
Definitely.
Now, it's like saying, what will be the advantage if everybody spoke the truth? The society will be the better for it.
Better out for you.
Yes, if we practice smart, the object of coming on this program is to make people practice it. Yes, because if the times are changing, you change with the times. You cannot be static in a dynamic society. Yes, one man said, the Bible says, if the birds, the hunters have learned to shoot without missing, what do the birds do? They fly without perching. And so if the climate is changing as this, becoming a reality, the thing to do in order to survive, because if you don't adapt, you won't survive. The thing to do is to practice smart agriculture. You now know that water supply is in jeopardy. You don't get enough water because of shortage of season. Then you develop a plant variety that is tolerant to drought. If you want to remain farming, if you want to remain in agriculture, you develop the variety that will be resistant or tolerant to drought. And then you introduce crop varieties that are naturally native to areas that you don't have a lot of rain here, and encourage people to use them. If, for instance, you are talking about sorghum here, guinea corn, which our people call dawa. Not many of us know what dawa is, but dawa can be used for anything maize is used for. If we can't grow maize because we don't have enough rain for maize anymore because of climate change, you tell people start growing dawa. Whatever you can do with maize, you can also do with dawa. In fact, dawa makes better. In fact, there was a time they were playing politics in Jos when we were in the north. They told them you cannot brew beer from dawa. The beer you brew from dawa will taste like nothing. And then they started introducing dawa. Then releasing barley, which they were using. And consumers didn't complain until they had to introduce up to 90% dawa and 10% barley. Nobody noticed it.
Okay.
Then Rock Brewery in Jos went and acquired vast hectares of land for dawa growing. So you encourage people, if maize can no longer thrive here because of shortage of rain, if we cannot develop the variety that will be more tolerant to drought, we ask people, let them use dawa if you serve the same purpose.
Okay.
So there are so many advantages. The most important thing is to be adaptable. We are human beings. Adaptability is important.
Wonderful.
If conditions change, we change with the conditions.
While we're talking about adaptability, Solomon, your classmates are asking that you speak to them. So I don't know.
You will speak to them.
If they
You will
want
speak
you
to
to
them.
speak
You
to them,
will
to
speak
them,
to
I
them.
understand. But whatever it is, I'm sure you know
Okay,
what
I
they're
think
saying.
that is
Go
based
ahead.
on the unanswered question, which has been lingering for a long time.
Okay.
They're just trying to say the merits of climate smart agriculture.
Okay.
Now,
Not practicing climate smart agriculture, the demerits of not practicing it.
no, I think I talked about
The merits now.
merit, like the importance,
Let's
like
talk
what
about the importance
advantage.
now,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Like it's going to lead to food security
Okay.
and to sustainable agriculture. Now, sustainable agriculture is agriculture we're going to practice now, without affecting the other futures, the other our progeny. Now, like they what we call sustainable development. So the sustainable agriculture is what we're going to practice now that in the nearest future, our children are not going to suffer from it. And it's very, very important because we might decide to feel like since we're in the present age, let's just use everything. But we're using it to the detriment of our future generations coming. It might get to some time, let me just use example of the Nigerian system, just the way crude oil is being used. It might get to years to come now, it's called that we do no longer have crude oil. It will be like so it means that those people or our ancestors did not practice sustainable development or what. So that's what it means, that we have to use the resources available right now.
Yes.
Without it limiting our progeny from using the same resources.
Okay, thanks a lot for that one. Our time is almost up. Let me read some of the comments here. This one is from John Fred from YouTube. He says, I love this teaching. Ways to promote climate smart agriculture. And Chilean Rosaline dropped a fire emoji and also a clapping emoji for us. Finally, let me talk to the ladies. In one word, what's your advice to the listener? Yes.
In one word.
No, even if it's two words. Even if it's two words.
Whatever,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
That was really true, but go ahead.
The words I have for listeners are the words actually that they should practice and also extend this information to other farmers, anybody they can extend it to, because agriculture it's what is coming now. It is what we need now. We need to improve our agricultural systems so that we can actually save for our future generations, like Solomon first said. And that's it.
Wonderful. The other lady, quickly.
Okay, I would like to say that food is life, and whatsoever we are doing, we should make sure that we sustain our environment. We all know that CSA is actually not a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather it is a flexible and adaptive approach that is tailored on doing so many things. Like, we need to continue to evaluate, we need to continue to improve in everything we are doing to make sure that food security in our society is being stabilized.
Thank you so much for that one. I also have a comment from Ugun Abimeri from YouTube. He said, Umar Kenneth, maybe just answer this one in a minute. He said, also, how can a layman, the village farmer, practice this smart agriculture thing? Also, Ugun Abimeri is saying shout out to Zeph, Samuel, and also to Chidema. Solomon, you want to say something before?
I was like, finally, there are things that are said here. It's not because they are spoken in English. Much, and they know much. Our people know much. It's a matter of telling them this is the advantage of this mulch. This is how you can improve on it. We can go. These are the leaves you will use for mulching.
Yes.
And mulching has many dimensions. Is it plastic mulching? Is it straw mulching? Is it dry mulching? Whatever it is, they are accessible to them. It's not rocket science.
Thank you so much. Our time is up. We have to go. And shout out to Umar Zakena. Thank you for being here. Precious, Samuel, Akopis, Chidima, Solomon. We talked about climate smart agriculture. They are from the Faculty of Agriculture. It's all about farmers and consumers from right here on Unity 94.1 FM. My name is Echo, and please keep listening to us, and I'll show you also follow us across the social media platforms. We're live on YouTube. Follow us, subscribe, like, comment, and of course be part of the family. Shout out to also our social media manager Gracie that made sure that they saw us loud and clear. Loud and clear, Abby? Clear and loud. Anyways, stay on this radio. Do have a lovely day. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Echo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There was no time. There was no
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Wait,